Watch the shadows on the underboob.
Oh man, it's bad on a white shirt.
Yep.
Yeah.
We're gonna sit like this the whole video.
Of course, all the graphics on t-shirts are right across the man boob, so
In
it's
the
like,
pocket.
what's the distortion?
Always the pocket.
Yep. All right, well. This is actually not our 40th video.
No.
It's our 41st, I'm pretty sure.
Lordy, son, look who's 41.
Yeah, all right. So, whew,
Yeah.
digging.
Yeah.
Summer digging. Actually, I have not done all that. I mean, there's been a few digs, but I think the vast majority of my purchases are online purchases today.
Yeah, you've done the online digging.
I have hard. I've been discogsing late into the night on multiple occasions. But anyway, I'm with my list today, with the stuff I'm showing, I'm hitting that Richard Morton Jack book that I showed in that last video. I'm hitting it hard. So I'm gonna start today with some reissues. And in general, I'm not a huge fan of reissues, but when it comes to the Richard Morton Jack book, some of the originals for those are just astronomical, out of this world. And some of them have what I at least appear to be very good, recent, loving reissues, done well, you know, that sort of thing. And one of them, and this is listed as unknown when it came out on Discogs, UK, Skip Bifferty.
It's a beautiful cover.
Yep,
Cover.
reproduction of cover, front and back, and it comes on some vinyl that's a little bit thin here on that Essex label, but it sounds good. But it also comes with, I dropped it here, fantastic, a 7-inch. So you get 3 more Skip Bifferty tracks there. It's 67 or 68, maybe 69, who knows. The 3 years of Psych greatness. All right, standout track for me on this one, side 2, Yours for at least 24, but all the stuff on the single, Man in Black, CoverGirl, One Love, good too. So kind of a cool little way to get some great vintage psychedelia. Again, I think the pressing sounds pretty good, and you don't have to pay through the nose for it.
Right, exactly. All right, you're going full on Richard Morton Jack.
Yep.
I'm going back to some record show finds. Our friend Jeremy at Dead Wax Records in St. Louis had some 3 for 10 bins or 4 for 10, I can't remember. They were cheap bins.
Yeah.
He bought a massive collection and was just trying to get through a lot of the back stock. So found a few things that I took for myself, including Bobby Brown Live.
Was this before or after he started to beat Whitney Houston?
This was pre-cocaine. This is full-on hippy-dippy weirdness. It's very folky in nature, but it's super weird. There's some like electronic elements to it. It's all very like spiritual, man. It's real spiritual.
Yeah.
My favorite thing about this album, though, it has to be the liner notes and the pictures on the back. He lived in a van in Hawaii on the beach with his dog, and talks about conversations that he had with his dog while recording the album.
This is
recorded
a little, David Berkowitz.
Oh,
here.
a little bit. And recorded entirely in his van. He did not use a studio, he used his van. It's all pretty weird and out there. And it is, you know, takes you somewhere, man. Takes you somewhere. Maybe to a van with your dog.
Journeys, man. Journeys. Another reish, although a first reish, Tomorrow. Of course, everybody knows the standout track, My White Bicycle on this one. I also really like, well, Hallucinations ends the album, that's good. But just for some great pop fun on side 2, 3 Jolly Little Dwarfs, and they also do a pretty darn good Strawberry Fields Forever. Obviously, you know Tomorrow that this is the reissue because you get the color Tomorrow down there,
which I kind of prefer. I
think it looks better too. Yeah. I think this is a 74 reissue of a 67 or 68 album. Yeah. So again, you don't, it's a well done enough thing, and
it's
import records. It's way different price point, and it sounds pretty good too. Yeah. It's a good enough sounding pressing by import records. So Tomorrow, great one there.
This one may have also come from the Dead Wax bin. If not, it was from another similar, like 3 for $10 bin kind of a thing. This is the Tingling Mother Circus, a Circus of the Mind. This is one I'd seen in quite a few places for around like $10, which is not an unreasonable price for this album, but didn't quite want to pop on it for that. So for $3 or give or take, I was taking it home. It's very poppy. It's pop psych. It's kind of in that vein of weird pop. Or it's not full on like real trippy, but it's weird enough that it's like, oh, that's not what I was expecting. I was kind of expecting some bubblegum, and you're giving me a little weirdness. You know, if you see this one for cheap, I think it's worth popping on just to give it a listen and see if it's in that vein of pop weirdness.
Love that back cover photo.
Yeah, almost the beef heart kind of aesthetic there with the purple kind of thing going on there.
And then, my really happy to have a great repress reissue is Art.
Oh.
Supernatural Fairy Tales.
Man.
Originals of this, you're talking some pretty, you're talking a few bills there.
Yeah,
right?
it's up there.
Yeah. But this nice 1974 German repress, I believe, is a 100% faithful reissue. Again, difference in price point. Sometimes this reissue can go for 75 and $80.
Yeah.
I think I paid 45, maybe 50 for it. I'm so happy to have it. It sounds so good. The whole thing is great. I think I'm going weird. Supernatural Fairy Tale is the obviously title track. That's a good one. It ends side 1. Everything on this one is super good. So, Art, Supernatural Fairy Tales, it's good. It's really good.
This is one I was pretty excited to see. This was for sure in the Dead Wax bin. $3, the Washington Apple Fresh Country Apples. I had seen this before, I think in the Endless Trip and even in the Acid Archives. It's kind of like, really good female vocalist, Psych. I think that's a bit of a stretch until the last track. The very last song on side 2 is Ode to Corey, and it gets pretty cool, like a little bit of a bluesy Psych feel to it. The rest of the album alternates between like some kind of soulful, there's horns on some of the tracks, a little bit bluesy, but nothing real trippy, again, until that closing track. But overall, a pretty solid album. Yeah, don't believe the hype too much on this one if you see it on eBay or Discogs. It's like, great Psych record. There's one good track, but the rest you kind of, there's some definite filler on here, so.
Now on to the originals from me. There was another group called the Originals, so we had to change our name. No, I mean that these aren't reissues. So, did pick up also from the soul psych side of things in the Richard Morton Jack Psychedelia book. This is a good one. Aladdin from Rotary Connection, their sophomore effort before they went and did a Christmas album.
Yeah.
But on this one, I believe my favorite track comes from Trip 2. Trip 1 and Trip 2, the sides. Okay, it's the penultimate track, Let Them Talk. That is the deepest track on this one, I think. So, again, it's certainly soul psych.
Yes,
it's not deep stuff, but Minnie Riperton, female vocalist on this one, awesome stuff. So, cool one. This is probably, I think this was the most affordable thing I still had to buy from the Richard Morton Jack. I mean, this is a pretty decent copy, and I got it for like $12.
Just a pinch of personality.
Little shout out to our friends, the Back Corner guys.
Hey!
They always have some really good stuff at really fair prices. This being one of them. The Carolyn Hester Coalition. Carolyn Hester, the the side boob maven there in the middle, was a she was a folk artist in the mid-60s and did one, maybe two kind of like trippy albums. Kind of went in the era with the Carolyn Hester Coalition. She got a backing group and some things like that, went electric. This is a really enjoyable album. I know Bo has said that he loathes this album. Like, he bought it, I think paid up for it, was like, this is terrible, I hate it. I went in with very low expectations based off of that, and I really like it. It's kind of Jefferson Airplane-esque in spots. There's some really good guitar leads on here. Her vocals are really good. There's a few floaty or ballady kind of tracks, which kind of hit in her folk vein, but they do some kind of cool, 1968, 69 elements with it. Yeah, I thought this was pretty good.
Most recent acquisition, one I'm very happy about and that you showed in the last video.
Yeah.
Seeds Future.
But wait, there's more.
Is there?
Because you've got...
Oh, yes. Yes, because yours didn't have the inserts, but mine does have those original inserts. You got pictures of the dudes. I mean, pictures of dudes, that's totally what I'm all about. But anyway, just cool to have those inserts, genuinely like this album from the Seeds. So their first one is straight garage rock. Their second one is a little bit weirder and out there, but this one really kind of takes the cake. Seeds, Future, 1967, garage band, more than dipping their toe into Psych here, and pretty awesome stuff.
It is fun.
Yeah, this is one of my my frequent listens for recent acquisitions.
All right, our buddy Greg. He had brought rock stuff. At this particular show, and I was digging through and came across this one, Stained Glass, Crazy Horse Road. Stained Glass is the group, and I was like, ooh, this is kind of in the Psych vein a little bit, but kind of country rock as well. I knew about it, and Greg was kind of like, oh, I'm kind of surprised you're interested in that one, and I was like, well, get a little more into the rural kind of country side of things a little bit.
Rural Psych.
And this is really, really good. This is still kind of Mad River-esque, I would say, with kind of a country vibe, but still kind of West Coast Psych leanings, with some really good guitar leads. There's a little bit more twang on here, closer to Mad River's second album probably, but and they've got a second album that I really want to find. Yeah, this really hit that rural vibe for me pretty hard, and again, that kind of cosmic Americana music. It's been my thing the last 6 months or so.
Again, continuing stuff from the Richard Morton Jack Psychedelia book, some deeper folk psych. I don't have as good of a story about when I bought this as you do. Again, previous video, check it out. Mellow Yellow's already showed this one. But Jerry Yester, Judy Henske, Farewell Aldebaran.
I love that.
Oh yes, it's so good. And then there's the straight picture on the back.
The straight picture is creepier to me than the inverted.
Oh,
colors,
absolutely. That looks like, this seriously looks like early 70s B horror.
Yes.
Like this is Last House on the Left looking
exactly.
stuff here.
Just before the horror.
Yeah, absolutely. This is a promo copy,
nice.
a white label promo copy from the Straight Records. Frank Zappa's Straight Records.
A guy that sells about twice a year at the show. He's always there shopping, buying, I guess. He's always there buying, but occasionally he has a pretty good 2 or 3 crates worth of stuff, and always dirt cheap. He buys a lot at thrift stores, and it's just like, this is the stuff I don't want to keep. I just want to get rid of it. I price it low because I don't want to take anything home. Digging through the bins, came across this. John Coltrane, I Love Supreme. Not Psych, obviously, but Essential Jazz. And you'll see the price on the front there, 12. That's right, 12 bucks. Impulse ABC label, he said. I'll show it there. Very, very clean copy of this. And it's not an original press, obviously, but it is like a late 60s, I believe 68 or 69 pressing of it. Really happy with it. I've listened to it 3 times, and I'm not usually a big jazz guy, especially more of that free jazz stuff, but it's really good. I know, shocking. I Love Supreme, good, who knew?
One from good old Capitol Records, SRC.
Yeah.
Oh, this is so good. This is a radio station. Yeah, I paid. I think I paid 20 or just under 20 for it. And it's also a promo copy. Capitol was not a fan of the white label, so they did the sort of die cut. I don't know if you can see it there. It says free. That's totally out of focus. All right. Well, anyway, and it had like a radio station X on the front of it. They cleaned up fairly well.
I was gonna say, you did a really nice job of it.
I mean, it's just there, but it's but a colorful cover.
Yes.
SRC. It's just, this is really fun.
Yeah.
But it's not. I'm not saying it's it's pop sensibilities maybe, but I wouldn't. This is not pop psych.
No, rips, man.
It's ripping. Really cool band. Great album. Enjoy this one a lot. Capital, good sign on these guys.
Totally. After this particular record show, whatever one these came from, we went over to Dead Wax to hang out with Jeremy a little bit, and digging through the bins there, found this guy for $3.
Unbelievable.
Couldn't believe it. There is a pretty gnarly scratch on side one. Plays through fine. It just looks really bad. So he was like, you know, it's only $3. I don't know how it plays. And I was like, well, for $3, I'll take the chance. This is Wildman Fisher, An Evening with Wildman Fisher. It's a weird album, man. It's super weird. There's a couple tracks though that I think are kind of really cool and interesting. And there's also debate, was Zappa being exploitive by recording this guy, and sort of, was he taking advantage of him, or was he giving him an outlet and a spotlight? I don't know. But the album's weird. And if you like the 60s and you like weird and you like Frank Zappa or Captain Beefheart, you kind of got to pick this one up, I think. Yeah.
Invisible, baby! I'm invisible!
Recently picked up a copy of the first LP by this group, but this is the one from the Richard Morton Jack book. I think I like the first one a little bit better, but H.P. Lovecraft 2 is starting to grow on me a little bit here.
Man.
I've got I think it's a Unipack. I do dislike that. So I just have the record in there, but that is the inside cover. That needs to be a show poster at some point.
Yes, it does.
My face.
Oh, for sure.
But for me on this one, let's see. At the Mountains of Madness is really good. A cool little folk psych trip, Mobius Trip on there. Good one. Man,
it's really
really good. This is one I think I paid like $12 or $15 for this record show, and I've seen it go for way more than that. So sure. I was really happy to have it.
Also, Dead Wax, paid up a little bit for this one. This was $20. This is the Chrome Circus Love Cycle. Great cover on that Command label with the glossy cover. They went really all out with their like packaging.
They did.
On Command. Little gatefold there. Interesting cover art on the back as well. It's really poppy. You know, it's pop psych, heavier on the pop, with the exception of side 2, which is a side-long track called The Love Cycle. That starts out real poppy and gets real deep.
I should listen to that.
It's really interesting. And then side 1, like Crystals, Never Come Down. There's a couple of really good pop psych nuggets. A lot of people are kind of like, this is no good. This is just pop crap, you know. And it's like, no, I think this is a pretty enjoyable artifact of the era. I've heard a lot worse pop psych albums than this one, and this one has the advantage of having the cool cover as well to go with it. So if you find it cheap, $20 is probably, like, I wouldn't pay more than that for it. That's probably the ceiling, even though I think it goes for more online. I don't think it should be worth more than $20. So if you find it under that, take a chance on it. I think it's pretty good.
Alright, now we're getting into the true jealousy generators here for the Psych Professor. Happened to hop on this. Found this on the old Discogs for about $40.
Yeah.
I mean, it's awesome, man. Group on the back there. It's not even all of them. These guys hated each other so much they didn't even want to be in pictures together. So this one, my favorite tracks are Ritual 1 and from side 1, and on side 2 it is called A Child of Just a Few Hours is Burning to Death.
Man, what a crazy anti-war track.
Yes.
It is just...
Yeah. Anniversary of World War III is the ending track. It's just a minute of silence.
Yeah. See what they did? Deep, man. Deep.
Pass that sugar cube, man.
And then one you had for a while that I was really happy to finally get, also paid up a little bit.
Yes.
$25. But this is the Hook. Hooked. This is really good, man.
It's awesome.
Really, really good. This is a Unipack. You know, whatever. But, man, some really good, hard and heavy, bluesy psych. I don't know what else to say about it. It's really enjoyable. The hook can cook. Do you have their other album?
I do not.
Okay, so we're both on the lookout for that. The hook will grab you. I think it's called.
Yeah, the hook will grab you.
Yeah, but no, I don't know if there's really a bad track on it.
No, it's a great listen.
It really is. It's
for
super
hard blues
fun.
psych.
Yeah. If you're looking for something kind of in that Hendrix sort of vein and you think you found it all, if you haven't found the hook, definitely pick this one up. This is a really, really fun listen and kind of hits all those right notes of the fuzzied up and psyched out goodness that we always look for. So
I would say another one of those things that's kind of an outlier in the Richard Morton Jack book. Totally psych, no doubt about it, but it's also kind of the birth of electronic music, and of course that's Silver Apples was listed as with poster. So when I did find, and it is kind of the simplest poster, like
yes,
it's like
yeah, poster in quotes.
It's
an
nothing.
Insert.
It's an insert.
Yeah.
Pretty typical there. It's no Moby Grape poster or anything like that. Yes, it's early electronica. Yes, it's almost all kind of in the same vein, but think about it. A guy made the instrument. He was just like, like I'm gonna make this thing. For me, the standout track, I believe, is Sea Green Serenades.
Yeah.
Pulsing, but it's all kind of pulsing. And as you can see, this one is it's susceptible to that same ring wear, but this one has all the graphics intact, and I'm just super pumped to have it.
Yeah, that's awesome, man.
Silver Apples.
Alright, I have a feeling it's about to get hostile in here. The Stooges, Funhouse, an original copy, $20. Looking at the cover, the cover's not in super great shape. The spine is just gone. It's taped at the top, it's taped at the bottom. The record, I would call it good plus, and that's probably being generous, honestly. It plays like a freaking champ. It's the weirdest thing. It really plays nicely. Got really excited when I saw this in the bins, and then you got real mad that you didn't see it in the bins.
Well, you did that thing that you always do. You're like, hey, if you're showing it to me, like when I call you and be like, hey, I'm usually handing it to you.
Yeah, but when I'm usually like, hey, look what I found.
That's...
Oh, amazing. What do you say about this? It's unbelievable. It's the craziest album with a saxophone on it. It's just, it's amazing. Pumped about this one, and I know you're mad, which makes me even more pumped, so there you go.
As always, we are looking forward to getting back out there, looking forward to feedback from you guys. Thanks to everybody who watches and makes comments. We will make another video and have it up soon.
Yes.
Until then, avoid scratches and stay in the groove.
I definitely don't smell very good. I'm just... No. It's embarrassing. No.
I had notes that I was going to bring for this, and I did not bring them. Oh boy. Well,
Fake news coming at you. Fake news.
Because I'm going to be like, this was recorded in released in Damn it. I think this one has the island cartoon as opposed to the pink eye, but pink eye. Poop.
2 weeks ago. Watch the nips. Watch the...
Watch. My milkshake brings all the boys to the yard.
He had 2 albums. This album... There's a carbon monoxide leak in here, I'm convinced. He had 2...
I really need a
I don't know how I'm going to edit this. You want your tea? your tall boy?
My fruit punch here. I thought it was like, oh, watermelon tea. Oh, fruit juice cocktail.
Oh, even better. Mm-hmm. All right.